Hello and welcome back to this Trails in the Sky Let's Play with me, jrpg. In the last episode we defeated the Golden Road with Kevin, defeated the Doppel Resay and managed to gain ourselves some more sealing stones. And finish chapter 3. So we move on to chapter 5. There seems to be a hint here that every single time we do this, we get a little bit of Kevin history, so why not? Kelvin Graham, 5th of the 533rd class of trainees. In the name of the goddess above, I hereby appoint you a squire of the Septian Church. I humbly accept my appointment. I pledge to offer my soul to the goddess above, both body and blood, to her church on earth. Very good. It is exceedingly rare for one at your age to be appointed to this position. I can only assume your aptitudes and training achievements warranted it. May you strive to be worthy guardian of the goddess's sacraments as her loyal and devoted servant. Well, if it isn't Kevin. I see you've managed to avoid having your promotion rejected by the top brass. Splendid, splendid. Instructor, I can't thank you enough for all you've done for me. I'll never dream to have a natural dominion supervising my training. Well, how sweet of you to say. Hard to believe you're the same boy who waltzed up here before the congregation of sacraments, shouting, "Make me a knight, please." I appreciate if you chuck that memory back into the furthest reaches of your mind, thank you. Oh, but how could I? Had I missed your groveling, I would never have taken any interest in you in the first place. Not in a million years would I have thought you were related to Raphenia. You could have asked her to take you on as her pupil before resorting to such drastic measures, you silly boy. Well, I had my reasons. Let's leave it at that. Very well. Doesn't matter at this point anyway. Congratulations. You're now a dog of the church, just like the rest of us. It's good to have you on board. Thank you. I'm not sure that's the most reassuring metaphor to be used on you recruits, though. You might scare some of them right off. Please, you're not trying to position yourself as some sweet doe-eyed thing, are you? Besides, I think it's a perfectly apt description for us. We go around sniffing out sacraments wherever they may be, tearing through the throats of heretical fools who are enamored with them all the while. Can you spot the difference? Come on, instructor. I'm used to you at this point, so don't really care if you call me a dog. But if you care if I called your beloved Raphenia one, don't you? Not to worry, Kevin. I can read between the lines well enough. Well, did I guess right? I were a lot, but I wouldn't call her my beloved. She's just like a big sister to me, that's all. You're making it sound like Like you what exactly, huh? Raphenia. I thought you were on Refaria on a mission. I was, but I tried to finish as quickly as possible so I could be back for your appointment. I'm proud of you, Kevin. It's amazing just how fast you've grown. You are now a fully fledged adult like me. Thanks for going out your way to come here. I'm not sure I deserve to be called an adult yet, though. I got a whole lot of work ahead of me if I want to be half the knight the two of you are. How modest of you. By the way, have you let Resay know about all of this yet? Not yet. I'm planning to write to her tonight. She's been real mad at me ever since I decided to come to Ertria, though. Hopefully this'll cheer up a bit. There's not much else I can do to make up with her short of going home. Perhaps we should do that together at some point if we find the time. Well, while I have the chance, thank you so much for looking after him all this time, You've given up so much of your free time, I really do appreciate it. Think nothing of it, it proved to be quite a fun way to kill time. He's a fair amount of potential in combat arts and thaumaturgy, that word too. It's a shame all his skills, the practical side of things, however. His academic side is less than stellar. I had a feeling this pit of my stomach that might be the case. Alright, I gotta get going. I have to pick my new room key and get a medal from the General Affairs guys. Sorry, I'll talk to you later. Oh. What's this? You look so concerned. Feeling guilty because he followed you into such a dangerous line of work? Not at all. It was completely up to him and him alone. I would never try to dictate his life choices. It's just that. I think he'll make a fine knight, personally. He checks all the boxes. He's got potential, he's got determination. All in all, I can see why you're proud of him. And to call it a hunch, but I wouldn't be surprised if Stigma manifested in him just like it has in you. Well, I'm impressed. I didn't think you could sense that of others if you didn't possess one yourself. Yet one more reason to feel frustrated that you aren't a Dominion. I know we're friends, but there's no need for the flattery. My combat and thermal abilities are average at best. I wouldn't be cut out for the job after all. I'm grateful enough to have been promoted from squire to knight. It's the upper limit for someone with my lack of potential. If only you saw the things the way I do. Someone with average at best abilities could have handled your Ouroboros case half as well as you did. Fighting off a man that's reported strength of a swift enough conclusion that would be a pretty feather in anyone's cap. So it seems like the Grilsritter actually already knew about Ouroboros and are already fighting them. Okay, it's good to know. It was just my luck that we both came to an understanding. As far as Kevin goes, he wouldn't need to rely on luck. His potential for growth extends further than I'll ever be able to go. But he has one weakness holding him back. That poor boy is just far too kind. So kind, in fact, that I can see him driving himself into a corner because of it one day. There we go. The Dark Stigma. We don't know what the stigma is. Is the stigma something that happens to Grilsritter? Let's find out. But first, we have 2 stones. My guess is Zin. Or it's going to be Colonel Richard and his assistant that I've got the name of right now. Who have we got coming out of the rocks with us? Or, huh? That looks like... Girl. Zin? Princess Olivia, this is a surprise. Don't think this dream will last, at least. Indeed it is not. I would be overcheered to swear a sweet date with Sherry in my dreams. One a fine companion. One with a fine drinking companion, not so much. Then this is real alright. Still doesn't count. Sure, doesn't count as a drinking companion too. In a way, it's fine to be drunk with the joy of her company, but it's very much opposite to be drunk with alcohol involved. That's one of the most important lessons I've learned during my stay here in Liberl. True words have never been spoken, but it's alright, I'm not playing around. You guys mind filling us in on what kind of situation we gotten ourselves into? We shall make embraces and tearful greetings afterwards. Honestly, you two really are something. You think you will shake and finding yourselves in somewhere as unnatural as this out of nowhere? I like Olivette's new get-up. This is quite the pickle. I appreciate it might be hard to believe, but the situation we find ourselves in at this present time, we'll try and find a way out, but we'll need to for you to accept that. Oh, Mula, my sweet rose-kissed muse, ever pure and free of thorns, you misunderstand me. I have long accepted our current predicament as reality. Then why do you look so deep in thought? Need you ask? Perhaps my life's toughest decision lies ahead of me. Before me I find Joshua, Claudia, Tita, Josette, and there's Julia, even a new face, Reese. For whom shall I gather into my arms like a warm blanket and exchange sweet nothings in celebration first? Only you. Joshua? Were you pulling my leg when you said this guy was an Erebronian priest, right? It's hard as believe he is. Putting deeply earnest dilemma aside for the time being, it sounds as though you've been making some headway in unraveling the mysteries behind this place. Naturally, I would be more than honored to help with that. But first, we got to ask. Got a few questions you need to ask, alright? I know I should do. If I would have known you'd be thinking along the same lines, you're exactly right. Fine by me, but what do you want to ask? Do you think you figured something out? That's what I want to find out. Firstly, I want to ask you about that ghost you encountered in here. Ask away. If I remember correctly, the first time we met her was on the balcony in Grancel, yes? Indeed it was. She gave us the key that allowed us to find you and rescue you. It was the first time she appeared to us as a ghost. I don't believe it's the first time she directly communicated with you, was it, Father? Don't think so, anyway. When Reese and I first arrived here, we heard a strange voice talking to us. We didn't have a clue who it belonged to at the time, but I think that was probably her too. As do I. So at first she existed here as only a voice, but gradually started showing up with a body too? I know it's a weird way to put it, but if it's true, it backs up what the man in black said the last time we saw him. Yeah, he said the Lord of Phantasma had stolen most of our power, right? He kept referring to her as the Hermit, the Master of the Hollow Garden, too. Plus the inscription on the monument behind us has the Hermit's Garden written on it. I think all of us here can connect the dots just fine.
Agreed. It's reasonable to conclude that this very garden is connected to her in some way.
That's true. Makes sense to me. It also explains why this place is kind of comfy compared to the other weird fiend-infested places here in Phantasma.
Feels like we're getting closer to the truth with every new revelation. By the sounds of it, she's been in Phantasma for a while now, possibly since the beginning. But then she had her power stolen by the Lord of Phantasma and ended up without a body. Since then, she's been trying to help us to the best of our abilities and guide us forward. If we assume all of that to be true, maybe the monuments scattered throughout are connected to her somehow too. They seem to exist for that purpose, guiding us forward.
I think there's one more thing in our possession that connects to her as well. That cube, Kevin.
You think so?
Unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine on what the cube actually is. That being said, I think the odds of it being connected to her somehow are as high as everything else on the list so far. Well, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm impressed. You've done a remarkable job at making sense of the situation when you're only just arrived. Still, if we assume all this to be true, then something else we should be doing as we keep moving forward.
Helping restore her power, I assume? That way, we should be able to ask her what else she knows about the land we're in.
Got it in one. I get the impression that if we don't, we won't stand a chance against those two. We'll find ourselves up against a wall at some point.
You may as well be right. Well, leaving her aside for the time being, I do have one final one to ask.
What else is there to cover?
It concerns the Lord of Phantasma you kept mentioning, actually. Put simply, you wouldn't happen to have any idea who they are, would you, Kevin?
Why me?
Well, from my perspective, they're awfully fixated on you. They seem to know about Resay's deceased sister as well. Then there's the fact they're able to summon devils from church texts. It all seems to be pointing to you two, and you in particular.
Well, I can see why you ask, I guess. Unfortunately for you, though, I got nothing. If anything, I'd say that they seem to be enemy of the Grilsritter as a whole rather than just me.
Well, I suppose it's possible. I wouldn't be surprised if an organization like that had more than their fair share of enemies. No offense, of course, I have plenty of enemies myself.
Try not to sound like it's something to be boasting about.
Anyway, if we're connected to some dots, we'll have to save the mystery behind who our enemies are for another day. Maybe we can get more information out of them the next time we see them. But until then, we don't have enough to work with.
Right, next time one of them shows up, we'll have to see what we can force out of them. So, how about we wrap things up for now? If so, we should probably get ready to head out again. We're on plane number 4. If the previous planes are anything to go by, it's gonna be tough.
Kevin.
What's up? Did you have something else you wanted to add?
No, it's just that I'm not feeling very well, so I'm going to ask to sit the next plane out.
What?
I'm sorry for your trouble, everyone, but please look out for him on my behalf. He shouldn't cause you too much trouble, but as far as you know, he can be a little careless at times. Resay? Wait a sec.
Are you not gonna go
Are you not going to go after her?
Sorry, I'll be back in a minute. Resay. Wait a sec. What's with y'all all of a sudden? Oh, I know, you feeling left out because I'm the only one you know here and everyone else is all buddy-buddy? Sorry, say, it wasn't fun to have to sit through the whole happy reunion deal over and over. I should have noticed earlier, really. It's been pretty insensitive. I'm really sorry. So fast.
When are you gonna stop acting?
Huh?
It's true that I felt a little left out for a while. You've clearly gone through so much together, but it's me, and it's made you so much more fun of each other in the days since.
Well, yeah, we had some amazing times. Hard to come out the other end of stuff, but we did it without growing closer to it all.
Watching you all. How could I not have felt lonely? How could I have not felt jealous? You've been avoiding me for the past 5 years, Kevin. The thought that you'd grown close to so many others was going out of your way to keep me out of arm's reach did make me sad.
Y'all know I didn't mean it like that, Resay. Resay, Forrest Gump.
Anyway, but at the same time, I'm still happy you did. I knew how badly what happened to Rafinha had hurt you, how you'd still be blaming yourself for it. I knew you'd be driving yourself into a corner over it, and how you were taking on nothing but dirty jobs as if you were trying to punish yourself. I couldn't confirm it for myself, but I just knew the rumors that you were desperate to burn yourself out through them were true. So that's the reason. That's why, as lonely as I felt when you were off making new friends without me, I was really happy more than anything.
Resay, you do know that?
Except it turns out you haven't made any friends at all.
Ah,
You're putting the exact same thing you pulled with me on them. Every single one of them at arm's length. They can't even get close to you. You can't get close to them. On the surface, you're a cheerful person having fun with everyone, but on the inside, you're as cold as can be. All you're doing is manipulating your emotions so people think you're something you're not. After watching you ever since we were reunited, that's become plain as day to me.
Man, I'm happy you're worried about me, but you got the idea. You totally got the wrong idea with this one. Sorry, I'm good at a lot of things, but pretending to be someone I'm not ain't one of them. When I'm happy, you'll know about it. When I'm mad, well, I think you know I'm not so good at hiding that either. I'm the same transparent guy I always was.
Oh, I didn't say you were easy to read. You weren't easy to read, for me at least. After all, I know how gently shaken you were by Lord Phantasma's message. Oh, the words of the Grilsritter always come across as cryptic, but not to you. Deep down, you know what they're talking about. You just constantly keep it from the rest of us, try to keep us in the dark. Maybe you've managed to pull the wool over your own eyes, too.
Come on, you can't seriously.
Devour the new offering presented to you, and display your seal once more. You know exactly what that means, don't you? Go on.
You know what? Maybe you should sit things out for a bit. You're clearly tired.
What?
I get that you're angry as you are upset with me, but I think it's starting to make you jump to some really out there conclusions. And being tired is only going to make it worse. Can you see how negative your line of thinking is? You can't seriously believe all that is actually true. I'm not saying I don't deserve all the anger, I totally do. I was genuinely busy, but at the time, I wasn't sure how to face you if we did end up meeting either. Still, we ain't gonna be working together from now on, so enough. Huh?
Ooh, shit. Oh, everything you're saying is just meaningless. Maybe the others don't realize that, but how dare you think I, of all people, would fall for it? Oh. I realize I'm turning my back on my duties as a squire by doing this, but I can't bear to be near you any longer. Can't stand to see the Kevin I thought I knew so empty. So... Huh?
Kevin?
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Sorry you had to see that.
Don't worry about it.
I want to know something, Joshua. You looked into me a fair bit since I first stepped onto the scene, right?
I have. I know that you're called the Heretic Hunter. I know that you're one of the 12 dominions that lead the Grilsritter. I know that you undertake execution of sinners the church deems most unforgivable, almost single-handedly.
I figured you know your stuff. Wouldn't want any guys whose backgrounds you hadn't currently vetted being close to your girlfriend for too long, huh?
You can't deny it. Still, the only people you harm are those as sinners, never anyone else. So we decided that for the time being, at least, you weren't a threat to her or anyone else.
I see.
Wiseman was your work too, wasn't it?
Sure was. My job was to get rid of him, that's it. Everything I did with you guys leading up to that point was to get myself into a position to get it done without him catching on. That includes keeping all of you out, naturally.
Yeah, I know. You must have been aware of the possibility that the stone would have been taken aboard the Glorious, too. You thought allowing it would happen to help you in the long run, so you kept quiet about it.
Well, now, that one I'm surprised you pieced together. But yep, you're absolutely right. I figured out there was a chance you might be abducted, but did exactly nothing to stop it. All I cared about was finding Wiseman, and you were up to, and where you were, for that matter. Couldn't use better bait for that than her. thought so. And yet all this doesn't change how I'm more grateful than words can express. Why's that?
Because if you hadn't helped me back then, I would still be Wiseman's puppet. I would have broken with my own hands what I value most in the world. That's a debt I'll never truly be able to repay.
Oh, sweet Eddie, oh, Snow, you're just being cute. I know you're smart enough to realize that that's not at all why I threw you a bone, right? I just wanted him off his guard enough to create the opening I need. Helping you was a perfect way to do that, and that was all there was to it.
And again, that doesn't change how grateful I am to you. Knowing why you did what you did doesn't erase the gratitude I feel. Not in the slightest.
Huh. Well, it really is just as well you ended up quitting Albaros. You suck to high heaven if you were an enforcer now.
Honestly, you're totally right. Resay is sitting on the sides now. Let me help you in her place. I might not be capable of helping you as she is, but I should be able to back you up.
You don't need to feel indebted to me, you know. Well, I'll take what I can get. There's no doubt your word's sick about Estelle too. So there's your golden star reason for helping me out besides me. So, thanks. I'm glad you got my back.
Right back to you. Interesting. So Joshua we have to take now. And we are of course going to be taking
You're right, please.
Olivet and Michel Zin. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let us first and foremost check out what we have on offer here on the old orbment stuff for these guys. We can give them better attacks, better evades. We can't give them better evades. All quartz fine. Let's give you a Mind 4 is obviously quite handy, but is HP 4 better? We're going to give Olivet a HP 4. Then we're obviously going to be giving your boy all of the best shit we can here. That seems good to me. Action 3, that's fine. Let's give you an action 4. And Zin or Oliver, the action 3 he's already got. Okay, so this is a team we're going to do. I'm going to go check down here to see if there's any more books, because there's books everywhere. I am planning on doing the reading section at some point. Is Resay down here? Better off leaving her alone for now. Okay. But we have a new thing. Interesting books here. Okay, I'll be reading these short stories at some point. But we'll leave that for now. And then, first things first, is we should go and drink from the thing, and rather than going to the moon door right away, because I believe there to be let's quickly double check that. I believe there to be definitely one for a door that is for Zin. It's got to be for Zin. The pure white radiance and proof of fellowship scholarship. Bring to me a dance of white locks. Bring to me the guys skilled in engineering, humbled by the overburning flame. That is fine. We are looking for... Bring to me the man who talks with his fists. The door should now be open. So that feels like Zin. Then here we have touch my loves fish. Bring to me the fist of steel which nothing in the world can move. Only then shall the door open. That feels like it's probably Zin as well. So we've got 2 Zin doors to do, but let's make our way into the 4th plane. First and foremost, what quartz can we synthesize as well? Okay, so we can now start to synthesize some slightly better ones. I want more yellow sepith, but maybe this isn't time. Right. Let's go have a quick look at where we're going to do, and then we'll come back to we shall come back to those 2 things the next time. Oh, there's a box there. And here's the entrance to the next plane. I doubt the pattern change up now, so yeah. We don't know what kind of place this is going to be until we step inside.
Oh, utterly bizarre fiends will be waiting us for us there. I'm tingling with excitement. Just make sure we're good before we keep going.
That's certainly. Entrance exam results. Okay. So we have some more things to do. Right, let's do this first. See where we end up. Huh? Where are we now? No, where I've been before. Judge from where I'm standing.
Zomaya.
We're at the training academy for the braces from the second game.
Now, this is what I call a fine view.
Well, it's a lot prettier than the last plane, at least. This must be another real place that's been recreated here in Phantasm, much like Capital was. Most likely, yeah. Just where is it, though? Somewhere in Liberl?
I doubt it. It's not familiar to me at all. My best good guess would be somewhere along the Chrome Mountains, but the air suggests otherwise.
Oh. Huh? What's the Bracelet Guild's emblem doing here? Looks like this place isn't a place that exists in Liberl. As far as I'm aware, there isn't any guild facilities like this anywhere in the country. I'm not familiar with any either. Nor am I aware of there being any buildings like this in Galvard. Would you look at that? The answer's right under our noses the whole time.
It was?
TLOH, of course. This is TLOH Training Center? I know the name. Wasn't it the training campus Dale went to a while back? You know, last year with Annalise?
That's the one. The guild-owned facility located in Lemon State. I've never been there myself, though. Only heard about it from Estelle.
So this is TLOH, huh? I've never tried to personally, but it's famous among bracers.
This leaves us with yet another problem to solve. To my knowledge, Lemon State is quite the distance from Liberl.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's farther from both. It's farther away than both Erebonia and Calvert. But you know, it may not have a clue about a place in Lemon ended up being created here and why.
But if our enemies did it, then there must be a reason for doing so, right?
Yeah, I knew you'll catch on. Sounded like got company, guys.
Huh?
Here comes trouble.
Here comes trouble.
I suppose Beastman would be the best term for these things. This probably isn't what your next destination is the path of beast was referring to. Anyway, another so many accents. Another mistress solved. Watch out, there's a lot. This could get ugly.
Nice. But what I don't know is that I have phantom range.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Easy money, ladies and gentlemen. Easy money. Well, got a bag full, got a gummy eyeball, got some fresh eggs. Fleeing for another fight another day, huh? They're smart little devils.
Devils do seem a lot more intelligent than your average monster. Not to make me wonder whether these things are a kind of impossible fiend like the rest.
I'm with you. I can't pretend to be an expert in some monsters of Lemon, but I'm pretty sure they're not this smart.
It looks like this plane stands out to be a real ball.
Here she comes.
You have done well to come this far. On this plane, there are 3 ordeals to overcome. If you overcome them all, the next path will open. Take this.
The ghost handed you a map of TLOH.
Be forewarned. The Lord of Phantasma's skull is your...
Well, she sure doesn't stick around. She probably got so little power left now. It's difficult for her to show herself to us.
So it seems. It must be a frustrating thing for her to deal with. She left this with a useful gift.
Yeah. Okay, looks like the lodge and top right is where we are now. But this is the bell statue and a place to lift us. Maybe the ordeal she mentioned. Or one of them at least.
She mentioned there being 3 of them. There's only one place that could fit that description marked on the map. I wonder what the other 2 could be. From what I see, these 2 rows lead to them.
The one seemed to just stop all of a sudden. This place most likely has its own rules we need to follow. If we follow those roads, there's a big chance we'll find nothing at the end of them.
Unfortunately, well, one of those cards will have been dealt. Let's try heading over to Bellstar Channel and see what comes of it.
We will not be doing that right away. We'll be doing that next episode. If you have enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Actually, let's check in here first. Get ourselves this option here. Have a quick search around the building. See if there's anything of use in any of these rooms. I'm guessing there must be a moon door somewhere. Freezing meatballs, and we got the recipe. On that, always handy. Carnella baselet. We'll write text flavor for food. Cool. Nothing in there. There's got to be a moon door somewhere, surely. Ooh, a luck. A luck, eh? What does a luck orb do? We'll have a look at that in a second. And then one last one. Fun, mindful, always handy. Mr. Tiddles is annoyed. Cool, and I think on that note, I'm going to say, if you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Next time, we won't be going to Bellstar Channel. We'll be doing some of the doors. Peace.